Imagine this. Two of hip-hop's biggest powerhouses, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, are embroiled in a legal battle that sends shockwaves across the music industry. It all begins with a song, a bold, pointed track from Kendrick Lamar's latest album that many believe contains thinly veiled jabs at none other than the Canadian superstar himself, Drake. Fans dissect every lyric, every metaphor, connecting dots and starting online debates. Some say Kendrick is just showcasing his lyrical brilliance, a hallmark of his career. Others feel his bars cut way too close to the surface, an unmistakable challenge to the rapper once known as the Sixth God. But here's where things take a surprising turn. A week after Kendrick's explosive song drops, Drake files a lawsuit against him. Yes, a lawsuit, and not just any lawsuit. Drake is alleging defamation, claiming that Kendrick's lyrics are a direct attack on his character and have caused significant harm to his reputation and career. To make matters thornier, Drake is also alleging intellectual property violations, although the details on that part of the case are murky at first. The internet erupts. Fans rush to social media with hashtags like #Drake's Kendrick and Hip Hop Justice, ready to take sides. Is Drake overreacting, or is this a calculated move to protect his brand? Is Kendrick really out of line, or is hip hop just doing what it's always done, pushing boundaries and sparking rivalries? As the lawsuit begins to take shape, the media frenzy reaches a fever pitch. Legal experts weigh in on entertainment news channels, dissecting the language of both Kendrick's lyrics and Drake's legal filing.
A defamation lawsuit from one rapper to another is unprecedented, says one celebrated media lawyer on a popular podcast.
Some see Drake's claims as thin, but others suggest that Kendrick may have crossed boundaries this time, especially if Drake's lesser-known claim of intellectual property theft holds water. Rumors swirl that Drake is accusing Kendrick of mimicking a melody or borrowing a beat from one of his unreleased tracks without permission, while Kendrick's team vehemently denies the accusation, claiming any similarities are purely coincidental. The courtroom drama becomes unavoidable. Meanwhile, fans become deeply divided. Hardcore Kendrick supporters accuse Drake of being too sensitive, arguing that this lawsuit contradicts rap culture's unapologetic, no-holds-barred ethos. It's rap, one fan tweets. If you can't handle some lyricism, maybe you need a new career path. Drake's defenders fire back, claiming that Kendrick has been taking subliminal shots for years and that this lawsuit is the only way for Drake to take control of the narrative. Memes fly, including one of Drake in a lawyer's suit, holding a microphone in one hand and a summons letter in the other. Both rappers trend on Twitter for weeks. The lawsuit also inadvertently exposes the complicated relationship between these two artists. While publicly cordial at times, Drake and Kendrick have had an undercurrent of rivalry for years. Some point to Kendrick's infamous verse on Big Sean's Control back in 2013, where he name-dropped Drake as an artist he sought to outdo. Others mention Drake's subtle, ambiguous lines in his own tracks, which some fans interpret as shots fired at Kendrick. This lawsuit seems to be the culmination of years of tension. For Kendrick, the lawsuit becomes a rallying cry. Instead of backing down, he leans into the controversy. In an interview with a major hip-hop magazine, he speaks cryptically, as he often does, saying, "If speaking truth to power is a liability, then so be it. My pen doesn't flinch." His words immediately spark another wave of online debate. What truth is Kendrick speaking, and does this hint at unresolved issues between him and Drake? Drake, on the other hand, takes a more subdued approach. He stays silent on social media, letting his legal team do the talking. A close associate of his leaks to the press that Drake is tired of being the target of other people's narratives, fueling speculation that he may have deeper grievances than anyone realized. The legal battle grows even messier when Kendrick's legal team countersues, accusing Drake of attempting to stifle their client's freedom of speech. The case begins to morph into a larger conversation about artistic expression and the role of diss tracks in modern hip-hop. Entertainment journalists compare this to infamous rap feuds of the past, Nas versus Jay-Z, Tupac versus Biggie. wondering if Drake versus Kendrick will become another defining battle in the genre's history. Then comes the first court date, and the courtroom itself turns into a media circus. Cameras swarm outside, fans gather with homemade signs, and journalists scramble for quotes from either side's legal team. Inside, things get tense. Kendrick's lawyers argue fiercely that any perceived slander in the lyrics is subjective, a matter for listeners to interpret, but not grounds for legal action. Drake's team fires back, meticulously dissecting Kendrick's lyrics line by line, trying to prove intent to defame. But the most dramatic moment comes halfway into the trial, when Drake himself takes the stand. Shifting uncomfortably in his tailored suit, he speaks about the emotional toll of being constantly scrutinized by the public, by the media, and now by a peer he once respected. His testimony tugs at some heartstrings, but others roll their eyes, dismissing him as playing the victim. Kendrick, of course, is not one to let a moment slip by. After Drake's court appearance, Kendrick's camp leaks a snippet of an upcoming track, an explosive freestyle addressing the lawsuit head-on. The snippet includes bars like, "This pen could write a verdict faster than your suit could ever win a jury." The internet catches fire once again. Kendrick fans call the move legendary. Critics say it's a risky gamble that might backfire. The case stretches on for months, pulling both artists through the ringer. The final verdict? Well, that's a mystery only time can solve. Will the court side with Drake, setting a new precedent for defamation in music lyrics? Or will Kendrick's defense of artistic freedom prevail, leaving Drake with nothing but mounting legal fees? One thing's for sure. Whether this feud ends in a courtroom win, a dismissed case, or a sequel diss track, both artists and the genre itself will never quite be the same. What do you think? Would Drake be justified in suing Kendrick over the lyrics, or is this taking rap beef too far? Share your thoughts below, and let's keep this debate going.